31 तस्य साधुर अपापस्य भ्रूणस्य ब्रह्म वादिनः कथं वदं यथा बभ्रोर मन्यते सन्मतो भवान् तस्य of him sadho of the great saintly person apapasya of one who has no sinful life bhrunasya of the embryo brahma vadina of one who is well versed in Vedic knowledge katham how vadam the killing Yatha as babro as of a cow manyate you are thinking satmataha well recognized by higher cycles bhavan your good self you are well known and worshipped in learned circles how dare you kill this brahman who is a saintly sinless person well versed in Vedic knowledge killing him would be like destroying the embryo within the womb or killing a cow. Okay, so you are well respected. To be kill Brahman would be as killing a cow. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So as stated in the Amarkosh dictionary, Bhruno Arbhake Bal Garbhe. The word Bhruna refers either to the cow or to the living entity in embryo. According to Vedic culture, destroying the undeveloped embryo of the soul in the womb is as sinful as killing a cow or a Brahman. So killing a cow, killing a Brahman or killing a undeveloped embryo, it's like Bhruna. This is all equal thing. In the embryo, the living entity is present in an undeveloped stage. The modern scientific theory that life is a combination of chemicals is nonsense. Scientists cannot manufacture living beings, even like those born from eggs. Okay, the idea that scientists can develop a chemical situation resembling that of an egg and bring life from it is nonsensical. Their theory that a chemical combination can have life may be accepted, but these rascals cannot create such a combination. That can be possible that some combination, chemical combination can create life, but nobody can create that combination. That combination only natural. So this verse refers to Bhrunasya Vadham, the killing of a Bhruna or destruction of the embryo. Here is a change from the Vedic literature. Here is a challenge from the Vedic literature. The crude atheistic understanding that the living entity is a combination of matter belongs to the grossest ignorance. So because of this idea that embryo does not have life or life can come only from chemicals and all, because of all these nonsensical ideas, this killing the embryo and this kind of abortion and all those things are increasing in the society, because now people are having this idea that actually there is no life in embryo, so they are killing. Okay, so this Brahman is learned in the Vedas and has a son. So Amarkos says that Bhruna means a young boy or an embryo, but Bro means of a cow. So this embryo, like Prabhupada is mentioning, that the Bhruna refers either to the cow or to the living entity in the embryo. Okay. So he has a son because he is about to impregnate the wife. Okay, so that was the thing. So yadi ayam kriyate bhakshyas tarhi mam khad purvataha na jivishya vinayena chanam cha mritakam yatha. Yadi he ayam this Brahman kriyate is accepted bhakshya as eatable tarhi, then mam may khad eat purvataha, before that na not jivishya I shall live, vina without, yena whom my husband, chanam cha even for a moment, mritakam a dead body, yatha like. Without my husband I cannot live for a moment. Without my husband I cannot live for a moment. If you want to eat my husband, it would be better to eat me first. For without my husband I am as good as a dead body. So in the Vedic culture there is a system known as sati or sahamaran, sati pratha, in which a woman dies with her husband. So according to this system, if the husband dies, the wife will voluntarily die. Okay, it is voluntarily die by falling in the blazing funeral pyre of her husband. So here in this verse, the feeling inherent in this culture are expressed by the wife of the Brahmana. So the feeling is that I cannot live without my husband. That much I love, or that much bond is there. So a woman without a husband is like a dead body. Therefore, according to Vedic culture, a girl must be married. This is the responsibility of her father. So girl cannot live unmarried. They must be married, and that is the responsibility with father. A girl may be given in charity and a husband may have more than one wife, but a girl must be married. So that can be possible. But in Kali Yuga, this thing is also not allowed, having more than one wife. So this is Vedic culture. In Kali Yuga it is not allowed. In other yugas it was okay, because that time men were pure and they were able to maintain all the wives. But nowadays they are not able to maintain even one wife. How they will maintain more wife? A woman is supposed to be always dependent. In her childhood she is dependent on her father, in youth on her husband, and in old age on her elderly sons. According to Manu Samhita, she is never independent. Independence for a woman means miserable life. In this age, so many girls are unmarried and falsely imagining themselves free. Falsely imagining themselves free. But their life is miserable. Here is an instance in which a woman felt that without her husband she was nothing but a dead body. So modern days this kind of situation is there. Some people may think that without marriage and just like living free is a very good thing, but their life is so miserable because they have to do lot of things which they are not supposed to do, actually being a woman. Okay, first of all, like if they live in home, they live very peacefully. They just do some household activities and live with the children very happily. But now they have to go and work and do lot of stress and so many things. Anyway, एवं करुणा भाषिन्या बिल्पन्तया अनाथवत् व्याघ्रा पशुम इवाखादत सौदासा सापमोहितः. So being condemned, evam, in this way Karuna Bhashinya, while the Brahmana's wife was speaking very pitiably, Bilpantya, lamenting severely, Anathavat, exactly like a woman who has no protector, Vyagra, a tiger, Pashum, very prey animal, Iva, like a Akhadat, ate up, Saudasa, King Saudas, Shapa, by the curse, Mohita, because of being condemned. Okay, so being condemned by the curse of Vasishtha, King Saudas devoured the Brahmana, exactly as a tiger eats its prey. Even though the Brahmana's wife spoke so pitiably, Saudas was unmoved by her lamentation. So, because being condemned by the curse, Saudas devoured the Brahman in spite of the wife's words. So this is an example of destiny. King Saudas was condemned by the curse of Vasishtha, and therefore even though he was well qualified, he could not restrain himself from becoming a tiger like Rakshasa. For this was his destiny. Tallabhyate dukkavad anyatah sukham. As one is put into distress by destiny, destiny can also put one in a happy situation. So destiny is extremely strong, but one can change destiny if one comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness. So destiny, bhagya, whatever is there in destiny, it will come, but it can be changed if one is Krishna conscious. Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. That is the point. Okay, if he comes into Krishna consciousness, if he becomes devotee of Krishna, then his karma, his destiny also can be changed. Brahmani viksha didhishum पुरुषादेन भक्षितम शोचंती आत्मानम उर्वीशम अशपथ कुपिता सती. Brahmani, the wife of the Brahmana, Viksha, after seeing Didishum, her husband, who was about to give the seed of a child, Purush Adena, by the man-eater Rakshasa, Bhakshitam, having been eaten up, Shochanti, lamenting very much, Atmanam, for her body, on herself, Urvisham, unto the king, Ashapat, cursed, Kupita, being angry, Sati, the chaste woman. When the chaste wife of the Brahman saw that her husband, who was about to discharge semen, had been eaten by the man-eater, she was overwhelmed with grief and lamentation. Thus, she angrily cursed the king. Now she also cursed. What is that? Yasman me bhakshita papa कामार्तायाः पतिस्त्वया तवापि मृत्युरधानाद् अकृत प्रज्ञ दर्शितः यस्मात् because may my bhakshita was eaten up papa o sinful one kama artayah of a woman very much bereaved because of sexual desire pati husband tvaya by you tava your api also mrityu death adhanat when you try to discharge semen in your wife akrit pragya o foolish rascal darshita this curse is placed upon you. O foolish sinful person, because you have eaten my husband when I was sexually inclined and desiring to have the seed of a child, I shall also see you die when you attempt to discharge semen in your wife. In other words, whenever you attempt to sexually unite with your wife, you shall die. So these kind of curses were there. Because of the chastity of the woman, these kind of words will come true. If she says, it will happen. Because the power of her chastity. So she said you should die as soon as you unite with your wife. Evam mitra saham saptva patiloka parayana tad asthini samidhe agnau prasya bhartur gatim gata. Evam, in this way, mitra saham, King Saudas, saptva after cursing patiloka Parayana because of being inclined to go with her husband, tat asthini, her husband's bones, samide agnau, in the burning fire, prasya after placing bhartuhu of her husband, gatim to the destination, gata, she also went. Thus the wife of the Brahman cursed King Saudas, known as Mitra Saha. Then, being inclined to go with her husband, she set fire to her husband's bones, fell into the fire herself and went with him to the same destination. Vishapo dvadashabdante maithunaya samudyataha vigyapya brahmani shapam mahishya sa nivaritaha. Vishapaha, being released from the period of the curse, dvadas abda ante, after 12 years, maithunyaya, for sexual intercourse with his wife, samudyata, when Saudas was prepared to do it, Vigyapya, reminding him about Brahmani Shapam, the curse given by the Brahmani, Mahishya, by the queen, Saha, he, the king, Nivaritaha, checked. After 12 years, when King Saudas was released from the curse by Vasishtha, he wanted to have sexual intercourse with his wife, but the queen reminded him about the curse by the Brahmani, and thus he was checked from sexual intercourse. Okay. अत ऊर्ध्वं सा तत्याज स्त्री सुखम कर्मणा प्रजा वशिष्ठस्तद अनुज्ञातो मदयन्त्याम प्रजामदात. अतः in this way, ऊर्ध्वम, in the near future, saw he, the king, tatyaj, gave up stri sukham, the happiness of sexual intercourse, karmana, by destiny, aprajah, remained sonless. Vasishtha, the great saint, Vasishtha, tat anugyata, being permitted by the king to beget a son, Madhyantam, in the womb of the Madhyanti, King Saudas, by Prajam, a child, Adat, begot. After being thus instructed, the king gave up the future happiness of sexual intercourse and by destiny remained sonless. Later, with the king's permission, the great saint Vasishtha begot a child in the womb of Madhyanti. Okay. Sa vai saptasama garbham abhibhramna vyajayat जगने स्मनोदरम तस्या सोस्मकस्तेन कथ्यते. सा, she, Queen Madhyanti, Vai, indeed, Sapta, 7 sama years, Garbham, the child within the womb, Abhibhrat, continued to be a not Vyajayat, gave delivery, Jagme, struck Asma by stone, Udaram, abdomen, Tasya, of her, Saha, a son, Ashmaka, by the name of Ashmakten, because of this Kathyate was called. Madhyanti bore the child within the womb for 7 years and did not give birth. Therefore Vasishtha struck her abdomen with a stone, and then the child was born. Consequently, the child was known as Ashmaka, the child born of a stone. That was his name. Okay, so what happened? She bore the child for 7 years, but it did not come out. So Vasishtha struck her abdomen, and when the son came, he was known as Ashmaka. Why? Because Ashmaka meaning is the child born of a stone. Ashmakad. Okay, so here And now this Saudas story is over, and then from 40 onwards, next story is there, the story of Khatwang Maharaj. Okay, one second.